Hi everyone, I'm Candice with Eclectic Coach and Lyran Sky, and I am so excited to be here with you today talking about a topic that I really need to focus on myself, and that's to eliminate distractions and finally get laser focused. So I'm hoping that by going through and sharing some of these thoughts and these ideas with you, I will find something that's really going to work for me as well and help me finish and focus on getting some projects done. So I hope that you find this to be helpful. What I recommend that you do is just take a deep breath and just be aware of any specific suggestions that really resonate. You maybe feel like a resonance in your ear or your body or your heart center. And kind of tune into that and see if you can apply that to your life. This isn't about going crazy. You can't do all the things, but maybe you can do some of them and they'll really help you. So, number one, change your internal state before diving in. So I just got done filming some videos for my intuitive oracle coaching, and one of the things I started with was clearing the space and clearing your cards. And the next thing I'm going to talk about is saying a quick prayer. So before you open the field to do the reading, you're really tuned into your body, into the present moment. You're looking at the client through a lens of non-judgment, and you're just allowing the impressions to come in, even if you don't fully understand them. And you invite in your guides and the client's guides, and so there's this awareness of you and the present moment and them and the guides and this expanding field. And by doing this little exercise, you're able to change your internal state before diving in. So having some sort of ritual that helps you change your state of mind before you go do something. Maybe you listen to your pump up confidence songs before you go into a sales meeting. Or maybe you do a quick meditation where you invite in your angels and your ancestors before you go to some mediation meeting, with your ex or something. Or you have something that can help you shift your mind, control your mind, and focus your mind before you step into that particular activity. And it's great if you can create a quick 3 to 5, no more than 5 steps, like quick little ritual to where you can shift your mind before you dive in. Maybe start with a quick stretch, or incorporate a breathing technique, or a prayer that you say, or a body posture. And you do this intentionally to shift your mindset before you dive in, and that can really help you stay laser focused and avoid any distractions because you know what you're there to do and you see yourself doing it. Imagine yourself doing the activity the way you want it being done and getting the result that you want before you go in. So you visualize each step being completed with accuracy and precision, and then you envision the desired outcome and all the feelings. It's really important to get the feeling tone going. And so what I recommend that you do, and what I will have in the description box when I can make it available, is a worksheet that can help you tune into the emotional state that you're trying to recreate through an access memory. This is a great tool. I also have an opt-in to my intuitive oracle coaching email list where you identify which clair you primarily use, the benefits and struggles that come along with that, using that particular clair, because it's a way of gathering information, which has its own strengths and disadvantages, and how to manage that, and how to pick a clair and tune into it. Maybe some are easier to access than others, but for receiving particular types of information. And it's a place in which you can kind of think of your body as like a site map of these intuitive access points, and you can really dial into them as reception centers for the information that you're getting. And I've got an opt-in that's completely free where you just give your email and you identify which clair you're using and how to tune into the other ones. Okay, so another thing to get completely focused and avoid distractions is to properly fuel your body. So I am not perfect at this. I will just openly admit it. This is a challenge for me. Some days I'm really good and some days I'm not, and I feel it when I'm off. But just having like a green drink ritual, which is something I'm trying to get into, or some snack bars or something, maybe drink 2 glasses of water, already have the lemon sliced up and on a separate dish so that you can have some lemon water first thing in the morning. Warm lemon water really helps clear your system and helps alkalize your body. So having like lukewarm lemon water prior to going into something is a great snack, or a green drink, or one of those green tea packets, or a hydration packet. Something that says, I care for my body and I'm feeding my body the proper nutrients. It's kind of like fueling up your car right before you go on a road trip. You're putting gas in the car, you've got your snacks, you're ready to go. And this can help make for a much more comfortable journey. So like for me, I need to remember to have my glass of water right next to me while I film and while I do this, so that I don't constantly need to get up and I can stay focused. And sometimes having your snacks right next to you helps. Sometimes it doesn't, but definitely getting the fuel in your body before you try to focus or do anything important is going to really help you. Having the necessary amount of proteins and vitamins and nutrients is also really going to help you. So not having anything like spike your glucose level is really important. I'm trying to do eggs, avocado, and like cheese for breakfast, and then like fruit and vegetables in the evening, maybe some lean meat. Okay, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm not even going to tell you what I actually ate, but it does help when I do it. So it will help you too when you properly fuel your body. So the next thing is know what you want, get really specific, outline at least 3 very clear things, and within 1 or 2 sentences state exactly what you want. And know why you want it. Know why you want it emotionally. Know why you want it for your relationships. Know why you want it for your sense of satisfaction. Really, again, try to get that feeling tone and really get clear on why you want this. And think about the relief of achieving this goal and finally getting through this. That's going to really help you sustain your motivation and keep going. And sometimes it helps to write it out, but if you're like me and you write things down, never to look at them again, it might not help you to write it out so much as jot it down and do whatever needs to be done. But if it does help you to write it out and get it somewhere close to you where you're going to see it every day, like I'm going to write out what I want to stay focused on in these next couple weeks and why I want it, and then be able to clearly imagine using all 5 of my senses, the feeling tone as well as the emotional, physical feeling tone of all sights and sounds and senses in my body, really crystallizing that image, that simulation of receiving what it is that I want and what it's going to give me emotionally and why I want it. And so if you do this and you just write this out, if you write out too the pain of inaction, the pain of not following through, the pain of not going after what you want, not taking those action steps, writing that out is really going to motivate you as well, because pain and pleasure are what drive human behavior. The need to avoid pain is so much stronger than the need to gain pleasure, but they're both important. So writing out pain of not following through and not taking action on what you want, now that you know what it is that you want, and then really making that like twice as long, but then making the pleasure of having achieved that goal, completed that task, whatever it is, and have it vivid in your mind in detail of the pleasure that you're going to get from having accomplished it. That's going to go a long way. And you want to make it really, really pronounced, the negative consequences as well as the positive consequences. You really want to, as you're visualizing it, bring it closer to you and put yourself into the image. When you're motivated by something, you're drawn towards it. The color is sharper in your mind. The image, the shape is sharper in your mind. When you are not motivated by something or not drawn to it, it's kind of gray, you're kind of removed from it or a step back. That's why you really want to lean in and make the color and the sensation and the sound and the crispness of the image itself, as well as the sounds and the feelings, as clear as possible, because then that's going to naturally help gravitate you and your subconscious mind really by reviving the impressions in your subconscious mind. So, know what you want, why you want it, make it really clear and vivid in your mind. Narrow your view and focus on one thing. So one thing that you'll notice is that when you're distracted or kind of in a daydreamy, drifty kind of mood, your eyes are unfocused. And that's great for receiving intuitive impressions. And that's something I talk about in the intuitive oracle coaching, is how to receive those intuitive impressions. But if you want to eliminate distractions and get really focused, you're going to kind of have to not only push out or away from you all that's going on out here and really focus in on what it is that you're trying to do. You're going to have to, on the physical plane, you're going to have to do it on the energetic plane as well. So you're going to want to narrow your eyes, like find a object that's not moving, a single point, a single object, and focus your attention on it. And really narrow in your focus. And if you're writing anything down, make sure all of your writing and your letters are very neat, clean, precise, small. And really exert control over the pen and kind of press down a little bit harder than you normally would. And this is going to help you focus. Make your motions with your body quicker, just a little bit faster and clearer, or a little bit slower and smoother. Either quicker and clearer and more precise movements with your body, and really draw in your focus, or go a little bit slower and smoother and start rhythmically integrating your surroundings with your breath. And if it helps you, use tools like timers to do like Pomodoros for 25 minutes, where you tell yourself, okay, this is one Pomodoro. Maybe you look at the whole project and divide it into sections of Pomodoros, which are like 25 minutes. And you say, I'm not going to get this done in this 25-minute segment, but I'm just going to be fully present and I'm going to do what I can. And then you set the timer. Or maybe you just use a priority list. You rate it, 1 through 5, no more than 5, because 5 is a lot. And you identify which is the most important and go from there. And if 5's too many, then the top 3 things, and list those by order of importance. And that can really narrow your view to just a few tasks, actually narrow your physical view, and help you focus on one thing so that you can complete that thing. Give yourself rules before you get started. So this many minutes, this is what done looks like. I'm going for done, not perfect. These are the 3 essential elements it must have. If it's got that, then we're good to go. And just narrow it down to a few things, like before. And then the next thing is pre-mitigate any distractions. So if you know that your kids are likely to run in immediately from coming home from school, and you would normally do your video sessions then you recognize that that is going to be a distraction, so you have a talk with them before they come home about being quiet, or you let them know, hey, I'm working on this project. If you guys are really quiet, I will give you this treat, or we'll go here. Or if you know that your distraction is going to be your own exhaustion because you're just coming home from work, and that's normally when you would do the specific task, but you know that you're going to be tired and just want to lay down on the couch and eat, then maybe you schedule it for another time, or you give yourself permission to let yourself relax, rest, and recharge, and then pick up the activity. Whatever the distraction is, it could be you, it could be your environment, it could be just a habit that you seem to fall into. Pre-mitigate that so that you can create a plan for avoiding or dealing with that distraction so that it doesn't take you off course, and you can get rid of that distraction and stay focused. So, personal rules and personal boundaries kind of go back to that other idea about no social media, maybe during your work hour, or this is what done looks like, or as long as it has these 3 essential components, we're good to go. Or maybe it's a time limit, or it's an amount like 3 pages a day, or whatever it is. You just have clear personal rules as boundaries to help you stay centered and focused. One of the rules I created for myself when I was creating my art, and I'm also coming out with an animal oracle card deck as well as different t-shirts. So if you would like to support me, I would greatly appreciate you supporting my intuitive animal oracle card deck. But when I first started drawing, I would do these Zentangles. And I remember the first day I ever started, I was at my office job on a Saturday, and I just got this intuition to start doodling, but I would normally throw my stuff away and never really finish anything. But I made some rules for myself, and they were that I would never throw my stuff away, and I would just let it be in various stages of completedness, and I would never judge my work. I would just allow it to be. And I found that some of the pieces that I didn't finish right away and came back to later turned out to be my favorite pieces. I became extremely prolific because I never judged myself. It was a choice to just give myself grace and enjoy making the art, and that it was for me. That boundary, or that I made with myself, that rule, really, really helped me in my creative self-expression. And so maybe having a no judgment exploration rule with yourself can really help you with your creativity. And I hope that that helps you stay focused on your personal projects, and to understand that when you go to create something, part of the fun of it is the discovery that you as the artist gets to make as you navigate through it. So if you're an artist, I hope that that helps you stay focused and laser focused on your goals when you're creating, by not judging your work and just seeing what comes up. And then the next thing is to clear your environment of distractions. So one of the things I'm doing with my table is I'm going to wipe down my table every time I do a work session. And that is a ritual around clearing my environment and honoring my workspace and creating the mindset that this is the activity that I'm about to do. And decluttering can really help clear your nervous system of chaos and help you get focused. And what you're going to go for, because I used to get so confused, like, what do I even start with? Everything's a mess, is to go for visual neatness. So it doesn't mean that every part of your house or room needs to be completely, perfectly compartmentalized, but rather that when you look, now this is not what's happening in my room right now, but ideally, when you look out into the space, things look generally pretty neat. And that can be very helpful. And sometimes what you have to do to eliminate distractions and get laser focused is just to sit down and do it. Sometimes you've tried cleaning and it's like you've organized pile after pile into more piles and more piles, but it's not working and you just need to sit down and get it done. So that's a thing too. Be aware of that. Sometimes you need to stop organizing your email or organizing your desk and do the most important thing. And the most important thing was that I created this video for you. The next thing is to make your handwriting neat and clean. I talked about this before. Really slow down, focus on the clarity of thought. It also applies to when you're typing on the keyboard, to make each type very focused, very centered, be very aware of the feeling in your hands as you type, or as you're speaking, listen to yourself speak, become comfortable with the pause. I'm working on saying less. I think it's working, and I'm trying to listen as I communicate and choose my words carefully and slow it down. And as I do so, I don't have to say filler words like and as much, although it might have still happened. I don't know. I've been talking for about 22 minutes. And then look into your physical environment and become fully present and focused in the now. Open your eyes really big without labeling or mental chatter or nonstop thinking. Look into the environment and just become aware of the room around you without telling yourself a story. Become fully present in your physical body. And if you stay there and you stay fully present, you will naturally be inspired to take the next right action. And if you maintain this presence as you work, you're going to carry a sense of quality of presence into your work that's going to elevate whatever it is that you do. So not only will you be able to stay focused and eliminate distractions, but you improve and increase the quality and the value that you provide through whatever it is that you are creating or doing. And I hope that that was helpful in terms of various things that you can use and do to get focused, get it done, and have a great time doing it. And I hope that that was helpful. If you're interested in intuitive oracle coaching or the intuitive oracle coaching framework or community, please check out the links below. I'm so excited to work with you. And I also do intuitive readings online. And yeah, look in the description box. I've got all kinds of things going on. Look forward to talking to you. Take care.